Did you see the Logan Paul video that everybody's talking about? He essentially did a vlog, one of his daily vlogs, where he went to this place called the Suicide Forest in Japan. It's at the base of Mount Fuji, and it is where everyone knows this is where people go to commit suicide. He uploaded a video where he shows on his journey out there to the Suicide Forest where he found a hanging body of someone who had committed suicide very recently. He uploaded it, showed people, and there was a huge backlash to it. And the backlash kind of runs the gamut from like specifically showing the dead body to like whether YouTube left it up for too long, how it could be trending on, it was trending on YouTube's front page, and so everyone saw it essentially. And it had 6 million views within 24 hours, 600,000 likes before it got taken down. And so did you guys see it? What are your thoughts on it? We'll go through let's go with starting with the actual video itself.
I have seen it through other YouTube creators who have made commentary on the video. Whether like I know like Philip DeFranco covered it on his show, and then there were some other creators that
PewDiePie did a thing.
Yeah, PewDiePie like that gave their take on it, and they featured clips from the video, although significantly more blurred out than, as I understand, the initial Logan Paul video.
Yeah, the video wasn't blurred at all.
PewDiePie put like black boxes over it, as opposed to Logan Paul, who just blurred the face and showed the hands and the body, and you could see what the guy was wearing.
It's a hanging body, just to contextualize it. So that's why like showing the hands and commenting on what the body looks like post-mortem is especially, people found it especially upsetting and understandably triggering for people that have struggled with that or have gone through it, whether friends or family or something. Like it's such a clusterfuck.
Yeah, it is. I think some of the reason why people were upset with Logan Paul, besides the obvious, is that he has historically been known to be kind of braggadocious and very just like, I get views. He
does whatever he wants and
right, and so with no abandon. So for something like this to be out there, people automatically, or most people, I guess, automatically said, "You douchebag! Like you think you're above morality, because it's an actual dead body hanging there, and you're showing it for entertainment purposes?"
Yeah, well, yes. It's not even entertainment. It's so weird. The dynamic when you watch excerpts, at least from the video, is overall you're going to a suicide forest and you can't believe you found a hanging dead body.
Well, he's not the only YouTube creator that has done that.
Correct.
He's just the first who has documented it on his channel. He's also one of the biggest creators on the platform, he and his brother Jake Paul. And so for a while it sort of felt like they have been perhaps above the system. They're untouchable. Their videos do not receive any sort of negative consequences for their actions when they've done shit that's not good.
Yeah.
And YouTube sort of proved that, especially since, isn't there like a double standard going around now where Logan's video was not like flagged or something. He demonetized it himself and he took it down before YouTube stepped in, but commentary channels have now since been flagged and all that stuff.
And gotten strikes on their channel.
Yeah, gotten strikes on their channel. So it's like, wait, why wasn't that there when Logan uploaded it?
Because he's a cash cow.
Yeah.
Because he has a bajillion, like, it was DeFranco or someone pointed out that like 600,000 people liked this before anyone said crap about it. And so is there gonna be a consequence for Logan Paul? I mean, yes is the answer, but it's not gonna be as big as people think because this guy gets a bajillion dollars in revenue a minute, essentially.
And it's his own generated revenue in the sense that a huge part of the money that he brings in is through his merchandise, the Maverick merchandise. And a really important part to bring up to this whole story is that a lot of people are talking about it, we're talking about it, but we need to recognize that this is not, his audience doesn't give a shit. His audience isn't watching this. Like you have to recognize the demographics that care and are paying attention to certain things. It's possible that maybe there is some overlap, but I think overwhelmingly, I know like Hassan made a comparison to it and he wrote about it in a Huffington Post article, which is, I think, Huffington Post piece, which is great. And I think he made a really interesting point, but at the end of the day, it's like, Logan Paul's audience isn't reading the Huffington Post. Like they don't give a shit.
And they've tweeted like, we still love you, we still support you. I mean, Chrissy Teigen, they came after Chrissy Teigen for Chrissy Teigen's take on it.
Let's get that tweet that she said, Chrissy Teigen, my best friend. It says, regarding Logan Paul, something I always think about is when people make ethical mistakes, as in not illegal, should we really be trying to ruin their lives and end their careers, or accept the apology, personally make a choice to stop watching and move on?
That was a question I had.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Darren.
No, I love Chrissy Teigen, so it was so hard for me to go against anything she says because I'm totally obsessed with her. But I think in one sense she's right. Like, okay, if you don't want to watch, fine, don't watch. You know, if you want to believe his apology, do. If you don't, that's fine. And if you really want him to, suffer, then stop watching his videos. Yeah. Like, as the supporters, we are the ones that are giving him his views, his money, his all of his fame. But like you said, Grace, the people that are reading, Huffington Post and other articles are probably not the kids that are watching the videos. And that leads to another problem that I think we've talked about many times before, is that YouTube doesn't do a good job of reviewing videos before people post them.
Right. Which is crazy because they can review Logan Paul's videos.
Especially having many subscribers.
And none of the creators really know what the hell YouTube is doing anymore. That's what's so frustrating, is like the algorithm that bubbles people up. You hear it all the time. People are like, why does no one see my videos that used to see my videos? Because like people who have clicked subscribe to my channel, it's not going to them. Instead, YouTube's like, well, we get a higher margin on Logan Paul videos because we know what it's like by and large, and we can get this kind of advertiser against it. And then meanwhile, other people who are following the rules are punished or languishing in Nowheresville.
And that's what makes me mad about the whole Logan Paul thing, is that you have this privileged dude. I'm sorry, I'm not Logan Paul's demo. I'm okay to say that.
What?
I could care less about Logan Paul.
You don't want Maverick merchandise?
Do not. I can't stand his fucking hair. But I will say that the problem is what you guys both. YouTube needs to swoop in and be like, all right, dude. Same thing with PewDiePie and all his drama. It's like the house that you live in needs to put you out. Instead of people saying, well, Logan will get in trouble. No, they're on a platform called YouTube there needs to be some reckoning there.
Consequences. It's just like people are like, oh, don't get in hate. There's consequences when you do something bad.
But we live in like this Trump era where there have been consequences to people, and then you have folks that kind of say, what if I don't feel bad? What if I don't accept this shame that came my way, and instead I just push through it? And that's what Trump was like. He just kept pushing through it. A lot of people get to a certain point and they have one scandal and it ruins them. But folks that just push through it, and that's kind of what Logan Paul tried to do at the beginning. I have trouble. I want everyone to watch. I kind of do want everyone to watch the dynamic at play with all the schmucks around him. The looks on their faces where Logan Paul said, oh, there was this raw, unfiltered moment of me seeing it. No, it wasn't. You're running it through the same goddamn filter you run everything through, which is you're not in the moment ever. You're always running it through this, how do I make this into a video? You hear everybody say, grab the camera, bring it over here. Him standing and looking, but absolutely feeling the camera on him. It's so visceral. And then all the people around him doing that look around oh my God, can you believe it's a dead body? How should I feel about this, Logan? Because it's just the lunch table at the cafeteria in high school all over again. It's one person saying, this is how we feel, and everyone else going, thank God I don't have to come up with my own opinion on it.
Well, he told the Business Insider back in 2015, I'm at a point where no matter what, brands are still going to come to me so I can start being a little more edgy now. And when I read some of the quotes that he made, it just drives home my gut feeling that this guy's just a douchebag that probably thought, ooh, this will get the most clicks. And ooh, this is really edgy. And it backfired. I don't like hearing apologies anymore because I feel like they're just the red tape you have to do. I have to give this apology because that's the trend now, is to give apologies.
He did 2 apologies.
Right.
His first apology was, I've never made a mistake like this before. It was written. I didn't do it for views. I get views. Fuck you. I did it because I thought I could make a positive ripple on the internet. The angle that one guy takes in the video where he's like, we're here for you if you guys are having trouble that you're going through. And he said, not cause a monsoon of negativity. I thought, quote, if this video saves one life, it'll be worth it.
Not buying it.
I was misguided by shock and awe, he says. Okay, when I see shock and awe, and I see if this saves one life, it'll be worth it. When I see those moments when the guy in the video says, guys, you gotta call someone or find a hotline. What I see is just concepts that are in the ether of the word cloud of what you say when these issues come up. being regurgitated because they know they probably should say something like that, without those people really understanding the situation that these words became like the motto of. You see these guys like, and you hear it in the video. He puts like touching music behind it to be like, no, what you do is you put this sad music because this is a sad moment. And we'll say like, reach out to get help because that's the thing you say. And there's that video, there's that song that's like the suicide hotline number. We'll be in that cool group of people who are making a difference. It's not real to them. And you're watching these people who don't do anything real. There's no real, it's the simulated authenticity that they can't actually be authentic, and that's what you see, and that's what's frustrating.
A tweet that I think is going to be kind of interesting to see, responding to Logan Paul's tweet saying that he's going to be taking a break from YouTube to reflect. It comes from @LoveGangs, nice handle. They say this can also be translatable to I'm projecting like I'm being accountable for my actions, but I'm going under the radar AWOL for a long enough period that the general public will forget my actions and be swamped up by the next controversy.
Nailed it.
So I guess time will tell if that's what's gonna happen.
I know I'm coming across really judgmental about Logan Paul. I'm sorry. I just think that you can sniff it out like a truffle pig.
Yeah.
It comes across really disingenuous. And if you want to do a PSA about suicide, you don't put Sarah McLachlan on in the background. I will remember you thinking, you know what? You're honest about it. You know, you're real about it. You connect your audience in a real visceral and honest way, not some formulaic bullshit kind of way.
Even DeFranco's video about it, then he's like transitions into an ad, and yes, he's giving all the proceeds from that ad, but he goes from like, here's my actual feelings on it, which I bought, into, and did you guys buy the case, the DeFranco case yet?
Yeah, bro.
That's it, and then the whole cadence of like, hey, you beautiful bastards, and everyone's getting into this like weird dialogue, this weird like markety language of the internet. It's just this canned Gary Vaynerchuk, like this is how you cultivate an audience,
right.
Which is right and studied and true and based on people who tried and failed and got it right and got it wrong in terms of building an audience. But what does that say about authenticity? One thing I hope you can get from this channel is that we give you an authentic belief, and it's not just like a cut and paste thing that drives me crazy everywhere else on the internet.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's more to talk about. I don't know if we can get to it now, but you know, who knows? Maybe he'll mess up again and we'll have to.
And we'll be back.
He did make
We'll be here.
His next apology video, his second apology video was right.
Yeah.
It was the right wording, aside from the part where he said one thing. I don't know. There was like one line that rubbed me the wrong way, but it was the right thing. It's like, one thing he did say is, people in my audience who are going to bat for me, you are wrong. I did it wrong. This is not something where you need to jump in and say, don't go after Logan. He's like, I made a mistake and it's wrong. And I do like that thrust to it.
I think for me, I was trying to think about it from his perspective and his apology, and does he even know how to be authentic? I mean, he creates stuff that's based on, you know, all this carefully crafted content. That's, I mean, I don't know if that's his real personality, you know?
Maybe he's sort of like lost himself in the
Exactly.
shuffle.
And I mean, he's only 22 years old. He makes what, like $13 million a year.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I think he is kind of lost in it, and I don't think he knows how to be authentic and real and in the moment like that.
He has yes, he even says, I have good people around me. Basically, when your star says they have good people around them, that's yes people. Those are the people that that give you the coke, that give you whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? So maybe so that's a great question, Darren. Maybe he doesn't. And also, he's very young. And when you have that level of success, I've never been super famous, but I would imagine when you have that level of success that quickly, your world is skewed. It's not, you're not in reality.
Right. Obama was like, in that interview with Prince Harry, he's like, I was 40 when I got famous, so I knew who I was, and I had a family and everything was set. I don't know. But then again, like, I've talked to YouTubers who've been at a daily vlog job for 1 billion years, and they're like, I have to do, you see the sadness in their eyes, like the Logan Paul, like, down the middle parody video, like music videos. He's just, you see him just like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing this.
It's this sickness of validation through social media that is just so discerning and so alarming, just depressing. Even as adults, we're it's like you're a number and you matter based on your numbers.
Yeah,
you know?
And I hate that it gets me mad, and that's in this video I was like, Logan Paul's evil enemy. Who knows? I don't know him.